Hello YouTube, and welcome back to South Mountain. It's a lovely summer morning. Look at this, nice blue skies. We've got a fine weather forecast ahead as well. So if you watched the last episode, you'll know that we did some grass work, and I've finished that in the meantime. Sorry that I didn't manage to record everything for you, but I'll take you over and show what we got done, and part of the challenge. If you haven't watched the episode before, the play here is that we've moved into the area. Oops, just gotta watch out, one of the trucks coming. Yeah, so we moved into the area, and we got an agreement to buy the farm at the end of the first year. But as you can see, we're only into early summer of the first year in the area. So we bought a piece of forest, been doing some logging up there, and that's earned us quite a decent amount of money. But then, wisely or foolishly, we reinvested quite a bit of that money into some of the equipment that we're going to need on the farm, and the ability to be able to produce some grass bales and some silage, because of course the South Mountain Creamery farm is just that, Creamery. It's a dairy plant. We're going to need a herd of cattle when we take over this farm. So at least we got some stuff. When I left you in the last episode, we're still wondering about where we're going to put the bales. The good news is, because I paid a pretty good price for the field, the old farmer who sold me the field actually agreed to let me use one of his old sheds. He's kind of got a bit of a disused stable and shed, and not too far from the farm itself, and I'll just take you down there and show you first. But yeah, he let us use that actually free of charge. So we just gone past the field that we did. Whoops, and if I don't hit any of the fences, then we can see here, if we just turn in here, you can see, yeah, okay, not the world's best stacking there, but I'm sure we'll be able to get it off. So we got quite a decent amount of bales here. So there's 18 there, another 18, that's 36, and another 18, 54, and then one lowly bale left there, just to make it 55. I have to apologize for the terrible state of my car. Driving around up in the forest most of the time does tend to mud it up a bit, and well, we do have a little bit of a base now, so I really should think about putting a pressure washer in so we can keep our equipment nice and clean and tidy. So yeah, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you over to our greenhouses. We just got to check on the water levels, and I'll show you what I've done with the machinery that we've acquired so far as well, because obviously we don't have all these lovely buildings here yet. That's the song. Just let these people cross as well. So here we go. So yeah, down here are the greenhouses, and you might be able to see already up here on the right hand side. Just pull up this side, be alright. Here we go. Switch off the engine, get out. So yeah, we've got our small Fendt tractor here with the water tank on, looking after the greenhouses. They're growing pretty well right now, but obviously we don't have manure to put in them just yet. And here's the rest of our little machine park. So some of you might have seen that I was thinking about buying the auto stacker in the last episode, but in the end we went for this instead. Yes, admittedly it is an auto loader as well. I just like this design better than the actual auto stacker, and when you unload on this one, it doesn't make this sort of gigantically high pile. You can actually unload something a little bit easier. We got a nice big Fendt 930 here, Vario. The forage wagon that we used to pick up grass for silage. We got a Fendt 700 here, 700 Vario. We got a Lely liner. This is a big piece of machinery, but it really helps when you're doing it. I went for the square baler. It is a bit more expensive, and it means we have spent some more money, but it's just handy to be able to make those bales slightly bigger. And then finally we got the Lely mowers here as well, which is a great piece of equipment, especially when we've got to kind of cover big grass areas like that. So yeah, first thing we do here in the morning, on a nice summer morning like this, let's just check. That is looking like some pretty good veg actually. I'm happy with that. That's making us some money. I'm just going to jump up here and check what the tank says. So we're still 72% full, so we don't really need to run around with water for all of them right away. So the main thing we're going to do today is I thought we were actually going to go and scout for some work. See if there's some contracting that needs doing in the area. I have spoken to some of the other farmers and done a little bit of work for them before. And I think it will be good to try and maintain that. One thing I will do is I'm just going to cross over here. I'll show, because we were allowed to use one of the silage clamps here on the farm. The farmers are using the other ones here, but this end one right here, this is ours. So we got an absolutely decent amount of grass put in here. It's going to be really helpful when we actually do take over the farm eventually. But for now, obviously, we don't keep driving around down here on the farm because it's not really ours. And the current owner is going to shift out his herder cattle, so we are going to have to buy new cattle. So that's on top of the 2 million. So although we got some machinery and we got 1.4 million, by the end of the year we need the $2 million to take over the farm. And then on top of that we probably need in the region of $500,000 again, in order to be able to buy in a half decent herd of cattle to be able to do anything. God, there's a lot of morning traffic here. So yeah, I don't really have a kind of super fixed plan right now for which field we should try, so I'm just gonna drive down this side a bit here. So we'll be heading down a bit further, see if there's any work going down here. There's a fuel station in the little town. There's a couple of fields down the end of here. This might have something going. There's certainly something planted here. Pull up here and jump out. Now, where's the buy point for this one? Down here. So here we go. Hi. Let's see. Alex Young would like some fertilizer spread on this one. We could do that. What we got here? Nice row crops on a Fendt. Same Fendt as we got on our farm. Well, not the same machine, but oops, sorry, it's a bit hard to see through the trees there. Right. Gotta get the weight on first of all. And get it lifted up. And then we're gonna pick up, it's a very small fertilizer spreader actually. And but it'll be fine. Like that. There we go. Okay. Lift it up. And we are away. So this isn't gonna take an awful long time, I think. But long enough that you guys can just sit back, relax and enjoy while I finish a little bit of fertilizing spreading here. There we go. Not exactly an overwhelming payout, but when you play with seasons, that's about it. So we're just heading up one of the smaller roads. Checking. There might be some jobs to do up on this side of the stream here. A couple of fields, but I'm not actually sure whether anybody's working them this year or whether they're just lying fallow. But we'll check it out. I think it's right up around here anyway. So let's just pull our truck up. Oh, a bit bumpy around here. Epilepsy. Ah, Jim Harris would like us to do some sewing. We can do that. Wow. That is a seriously large machine. Never quite used to these ones that end in the middle. Not used to that large equipment, but let's give it a shot here. Get the machine hooked up and unfolded. So baked I'm having to zoom out a bit further. So I think we are just we're putting down beans, and we'll do the headland first all the way around because that gives us a bit of room. It's not a particularly huge field, so this shouldn't take too long. But yeah, just sit back and enjoy while we do some more field work. There we go. We are getting very close to having this field completed now. Let's see. Just need to start the next line. In some ways it's a shame that you don't actually get to finish it sometimes. You just got to cover that percentage. That's it. Everything's complete. But at the same time, there we go. We're in 2007 now. When you play with seasons, the rewards for doing missions isn't quite as generous. It's equally important just to build up a good relationship with the farmers around here. So that's okay. So there we go. Done a bit of contracting. It's still early morning here. Actually quite effective. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive up and show you all in the forest what our next job is going to be when we get up there, because we have a bit of an issue. We've got to try and clear trees out along the roadside. So unfortunately, I think we are gonna have to block traffic along the road, at least temporarily, while we take down the trees, and then afterwards we can let traffic pass through once we just got the logs off the road. And then obviously we can get them loaded onto a trailer at a later point. So I'm not quite sure whether I need to try and do this at night or whether we can get away with actually just blocking up the road for a couple of hours. Well, not a couple of hours at a time, but 15 minutes at a time, just while the tree falls, because there's a pretty big risk that those trees are going to fall onto the road itself, and obviously we don't want to hurt anybody in the process. It's obviously a lovely day, lots of people out walking along here, which is nice to see. Good community generally, got to know a lot of people. It's one of the nice things about living in this area, even though I just live in a little house down the other end of the village right now. I do look forward to being able to take over this farm and really get it back up and running, and get some ideas for this farm shop going as well, expanding with some different products. Obviously we'll have all the vegetables from the greenhouses. I'll be going into the shop as well. So our patch of forest is just down here around the corner. You'll see when we come up here that we've cleared a good stretch of it along the road already. But now we're getting right out to the limit. So we got our little JCB stump grinder, and we got the buffalo in here picking up some of the last logs that are still left in the undergrowth. You can see a few lying around here. There's our winch, really handy for pulling out logs. And then, as you might be able to see, I'll just quickly jump out and show you here. Got quite a few logs along here because we started clearing up this way, but it's now getting to the point where you really can't prevent the trees from actually falling out over the road. There's a few more here that needs to be cut, but we couldn't do that safely simply. And as we come up here, so obviously there's the Scorpion King. These ones out here by the road, we're not going to have any other option than actually just to close off traffic a bit further down the road, cut one or two trees, make sure there's nothing left on the road, and then let cars get back through again. I know it's probably not going to be the most popular thing in the entire universe, and I promise next time you see me, I'm really going to try and invest in something to wash my vehicle with. I know it's starting to look terrible now, but we've been so focused on work and you know, trying to make the money to be able to take over this farm, which I still really hope that we can do, although we've got a lot of earnings left to do. But yeah, I reckon next episode will be a little bit of cab time inside this bad boy here. But for now, with a little bit of the traffic going past here, it's thank you very much here from South Mountain, and see you again soon.